my name is Cora Hudgins and I will be speaking on social media, and I would like to introduce my audience members.
Hey, my name is Russ.
Hey, I'm Daryl.
Hey, I'm Rachel.
Did you know that 72% of all internet users are now active on social media? Social media is a blur of tweets, shares, likes, posts, pictures, and blogs. No longer is it just used by the young and the restless. It is global and embedded in every corner of the web. It seems that social media has moved its way into every aspect of our lives and is at the forefront of our minds every day as a society. Being a social media user myself, I can testify to the countless hours and amount of time I've spent on social media and the many concerns that come along with it. Now, we all know that social media is used for good reasons, whether it be for education, communication, or socializing, or even for your business or your career. There are a lot of cons, though, that go along as well, such as stress, anxiety, procrastination, bullying, and the list goes on. I think the reason that social media is so popular and powerful is because it's so readily accessible. All you have to do is pull out your phone or your laptop and bam, there it is. Another reason is because it's free. You don't have to pay to be a member of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, etc. Basically, in general, social media is easy. It's easy for the public to reach, and it's easy for them to get attached to. Social media is a very controversial topic and can be argued both ways, but there are a few things that I persuade you to do to ensure that social media has a positive effect on society rather than a negative effect. Starting with cutting down the amount of time you spend on social media each day. By putting in more effort into a life without social media, and such as writing letters, having more face-to-face conversation, things like that. And then thirdly, by having a closer eye on what we put on our social media sites and having a closer monitor on what's going on those sites. You may be wondering what exactly it is the problem with social media. The first and most common risk associated with social media is the ability of getting hacked. Incidents of profiles and accounts being hacked into are commonplace. While this could be restricted to simply playing a practical joke on a friend, it sometimes leads to more serious misdemeanor of identity theft. Secondly, while social media can help people and companies create a good image, it can also be used to tarnish an image with false claims. A viral social media post talking about how a product can cause problems can lead to a huge loss in a firm. Third, social media has become a good place for false identities. There are uncountable cases of young girls talking to teenage boys on social media sites such as Facebook, who in turn are really older men looking for their next prey. Also, stories have been told about couples even getting married through social media while they haven't even ever met each other. Although these just sound crazy, it's just dangerous too because there's no personal knowledge or relationship with the other person. Social media can also lead to stress and anxiety. According to a recent study released by nonprofit Anxiety Ukraine, over half the society media users polled said that Facebook, Twitter, and other networking sites had changed their lives. And out of those people, 51% said that it has not been for the better. 45% of respondents said they feel worried or uncomfortable when their email or Facebook is inaccessible, while 60% of respondents say they felt the need to switch off their cell phones or computers to feel a full-fledged break from technology. In other words, it's not really just the social media sites that makes people anxious, it's being away from them. Social media is also linked to bullying in many cases. As you can see, there are many disadvantages that come along with social media, and these are only just naming a few. But not to worry, you can help turn it around. So what exactly is it that you and I can do to help this social media madness? I created 3 ideas that I think will help ensure that social media has more of a positive effect on society rather than a negative effect. First of all, we can cut down the amount of time we spend daily on social media. I know, you might think this is crazy because I did too when I first thought of it. But really, there are a lot of ways that can help you to do this. First of all, limit your memberships. There's really no reason to have more than, 10 memberships when really you can be just as happy with 3 or 4. Secondly, Go outside, get some fresh air. Remember how life was before we had social media. Before we were preoccupied by all the latest news, the popular trends, the popular posts. Enjoy the sunshine. Thirdly, use your network productively and by prioritization. This means use your sites in a way that benefits you and in a way that makes you feel rewarded. For example, use your social media after you finish a big assignment. Then you feel like you're rewarded for all your hard work. Thirdly, don't let social media be the reason for your procrastination. Put the cell phone aside and finish what needs to be done first. Lastly, enjoy spending time with your family and friends without social media. This will really help you to see other people and get to know other people without the social media. My second idea is to put more effort into a life without social media. This can involve a lot of things. To start off with, just writing letters and notes instead of sending a quick text message. Although a handwritten note is a lost art, I believe it's much more meaningful than a text message. You can also work on more personal phone calls and face-to-face communication. You can try to call the person more or have more of those conversations where you get to see each other one-on-one. And once again means much more than a text message or an email or anything electronic. This is especially important in my opinion when there is controversy. Many times people are more likely to say something through a text that they really wouldn't say face-to-face. Tone and voice inflection cannot be communicated through social media the way they can through a text message or through face-to-face communication. Lastly, like I mentioned before, spend quality time with the people around you. Engage in real conversations and learn about people and their interests. My third idea is to have a closer eye on what it is exactly that is putting social media users at risk. And this goes for teenagers and adults. I think it is very important that parents be aware of what their kids are doing, the social media sites that they have, and what their activity is on these sites. And as important as it is for parents to be more aware, the teenagers are not the main and not the only problem. I also believe that there should be closer monitoring on the content that gets posted on sites such as YouTube that can be seen by the whole world. I believe there should be more specific guidelines and stricter rules on what's allowed to be posted here. Although a lot of adults are the problem with social media, it's a lot harder to monitor their actions versus a teenager. But it does need to be monitored overall. As you can see, social media has definitely changed the way we live today and has made our world a much smaller place. We are now able to interact with numerous colleagues, friends, customers, family members, all simultaneously. When used properly, social media can be fun, rewarding, entertaining, and even make our lives more efficient and our businesses more successful. On the flip side, social media, when misused, can bring chaos into our lives. It is important that we as a society do everything that we can to help better the way we use and the purposes that we use social media for. With a conscious effort from people like you and me, we can make sure that social media is seen more as a positive than a negative. Thank you.